Hey guys, welcome back to OTAKURA, your go-to spot for anime that actually deserve your attention. Today, we're diving into a genre we all secretly love, Isekai. But not just any Isekai. We're talking about the kind where the main character doesn't just get stronger, they absolutely break the power system. No slow progress, no endless training arcs. Just pure, unfair dominance from the moment they arrive in another world. From magic prodigies to reincarnated legends, these characters redefine what it means to be overpowered. So get ready, because here are the top 10 Isekai anime where the MC is insanely overpowered. On number 10, Wise Man's Grandchild. A young man dies in an accident and is reincarnated into a world of magic and monsters. He's found by the legendary sage Merlin, who raises him as his own grandson and trains him in both combat and advanced magic from childhood. By the age of 15, Shin has become absurdly powerful, capable of casting devastating spells that most magicians couldn't even imagine. But there's one problem. Merlin forgot to teach him how society works. Shin has overwhelming strength, but zero common sense, leading to hilarious misunderstandings, accidental flexes of power, and enemies completely unprepared for just how broken he really is. It's a fun mix of wholesome moments, school-life fantasy, and overpowered action with a light comedic twist. On number 9, Black Summoner. Kelvin wakes up in another world with no memories of his past life, but there's a reason for that. He traded them away in exchange for insanely powerful summoner abilities, and guiding him through this new life, a literal goddess named the Melfina, who becomes his contracted companion. Starting off as a low-profile adventurer, Kelvin quickly proves he's anything but ordinary. Instead of playing it safe, he secretly loves fighting strong opponents and constantly pushes himself into harder battles just for the thrill. With powerful summons, strategic combat, and a growing party of dangerous allies, this is a darker, action-heavy isekai where the overpowered MC doesn't just survive, he hunts. On number 8, the Aristocrat's Otherworldly Adventure. After dying while protecting a stranger, Shina Kazuya is reincarnated into a fantasy world of swords and magic as Cain von Silford, the young son of a noble family. But Cain isn't reborn normal. On his 5th birthday, multiple gods bless him with absurdly high stats and rare abilities, making him ridiculously overpowered from childhood. Even when he tries to live properly and hide his strength, everything he does becomes accidentally excessive. Whether it's combat, magic, academics, or even social life, Cain keeps breaking common sense, turning his noble upbringing into a chaotic adventure filled with misunderstandings, flashy power moments, and lighthearted comedy. On number 7, the reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in another world. Haru Yoshikuga was known as the most powerful exorcist in his world, but strength alone couldn't save him from betrayal by the very people he served. On the verge of death, he uses a forbidden reincarnation technique to be reborn in another world, determined to finally live a happy life. Now reborn as Seika, he decides this time he won't rely on raw power alone. He'll be smarter, more calculating, and play the world to his advantage. Armed with overwhelming exorcist techniques and the ability to command powerful spirits and demons, Seika quietly builds strength while hiding his true potential. But even as he seeks a peaceful life, his unmatched abilities continue to pull him into conflicts far bigger than he planned, proving that being the strongest always comes with consequences. On number 6, Dead Mount Death Play. Just when a legendary hero is about to defeat the terrifying necromancer known as the Corpse God, the villain activates a final spell, Reincarnation Magic. Instead of dying, he awakens in modern-day Tokyo in the body of a boy named Poka Shinoyama. Now trapped in a completely different world filled with crime syndicates, assassins, and supernatural secrets, the former necromancer must adapt while hiding his true identity. But even in this new life, his dark powers remain overwhelming, turning the battle between good and evil into something far more unpredictable. On number 5, BOFURI. New to gaming and completely clueless about how RPG stats work, Maple decides on a simple strategy. Put every single skill point into defense so she won't feel any pain. Sounds ridiculous, but somehow it makes her unbelievably overpowered. With absurd abilities, unbreakable defenses, and skills that no one saw coming, Maple accidentally becomes one of the strongest players in the entire VR MMO. What started as a casual game quickly turns into a hilarious adventure as she gains loyal followers and keeps breaking the game in the most unexpected ways. Number 4, the wrong way to use healing magic. What starts as a normal walk home turns into a totally Isekai accident when Usato is summoned to another world, by mistake. But that mistake reveals something rare, a natural talent for healing magic. Instead of staying in the back lines like a normal healer, Usato is thrown into brutal training that pushes him beyond human limits. By constantly healing himself, he built insane strength, stamina, and durability, turning support magic into a terrifying combat weapon. This isn't your typical healer. This is healing magic used the wrong way, and it's ridiculously overpowered. On number 3, Cautious Hero. The hero is overpowered but overly cautious. Goddess Restarte summons Seiya, a hero with absurdly high stats and overwhelming power. But there's one catch. He's insanely cautious. He overprepares for everything, buying multiple backups, training endlessly, and using full-strength attacks even against the weakest enemies. His paranoia turns every battle into overkill, creating a hilarious mix of comedy and destruction, because when this hero fights, he makes absolutely sure nothing survives. Number 2. I Was Reincarnated as the 7th Prince. In his past life, he loved magic, but being born a commoner meant no talent, no bloodline, and no chance. After dying with regret, he's reborn as Lloyd, the 7th Prince of Salem, blessed with overwhelming magical potential. Now with elite lineage, insane aptitude, and memories of his past, Lloyd devotes his new life to one goal: mastering magic purely for the joy of it. No politics, no pressure, just limitless power and curiosity unleashed. And finally, on number 1, the Misfit of Demon King Academy. After 2,000 years, the legendary Demon King Anos Voldegord reincarnates, seeking peace instead of war. But when he enrolls in the Demon King Academy, the system fails to recognize his overwhelming power and labels him a misfit. In a world that has grown weak and forgotten the truth, Anos shatters logic, destiny, and even divine laws with effortless dominance. Insulted, underestimated, and unmatched, this Demon King doesn't rise to power, he reclaims it. And that wraps up our list of insanely overpowered isekai protagonists. Whether they're rewriting magic itself, defeating enemies without trying, or casually bending the world to their will, these anime prove one thing: sometimes it's just fun to watch a character who's already at the top. If you enjoyed this list, make sure to like the video, subscribe to OTAKURA, and let me know in the comments which overpowered MC is your favorite, or which one I should cover next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.